Well, the weather's turned cold again. I still don't have a working heater in my garage. And the team have celebrated by forgetting how to win football matches, which is, it's delicious icing on the cake. Hello and welcome to part 103 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have league games against Wigan and Portsmouth. Since you were last with me, we had a miserable run of 5 games without a win. We did manage to win our last game. This 5-game run without a win did coincide with us trying to play the 3-5-2 we talked about in the last video. That's the same game again, Kev. It didn't seem to stop us conceding goals. In fact, we were back to the back four that one. Did we only try it for one game? That doesn't feel right. What did you see? There was definitely other games where we tried it. There you go, there's another example. We tried it quite a few times. It didn't really work. We went back to the diamond there and did win again. But I've also had my first argument with the board. I'm still untouchable, I think. I am still untouchable, but I've nudged back a little bit. I asked for them to improve our youth facilities, thinking, look, we've still got lots of money in the bank. Let's improve the youth facilities. And their response was, this stupid Mario hood has ruined my hair. Their response was, not only are you underperforming this season, but we're also on our worst run of form of the season. And I don't think we're doing that badly. We're still 6th. That still puts us inside the playoffs at the moment. Yes, we're 7 points off of the top of the league, but no one expected us to win automatic promotion this year, I don't think. Competition performance, championship. So the board are expecting mid-table and 6th is underperforming. I promise you, I am breaking this. I don't know how many more seasons this save file is going to have in it before it's fully broken. It's getting glitchier and weirder and more confusing all the time. But hopefully we can glitch it out and be confusing and weird and use that to win a couple of football matches. The first one of which is against Wigan. And we are back with the diamond. And this is the team we're putting out there. We've got Watson in goal, a back four of now alive again, Mark Wearmouth. Couturier, McCrory and Teasdale making up the rest of the back four. Harrison at the base of the midfield. Perry and Sawinski ahead of him. And then Moss in behind Matondo and Harris. Let's get into this match and hopefully pick up where we left off in our last match. The first match back with the diamond, which did lead to... I'm messing... The director of football's just got in my head. Signing all these centre-backs in the summer has convinced me that, well, obviously the game is dropping you a hint, Kev, that the correct thing to do is to play more centre-backs. Switching to that system, not only did it not make us more defensively sound, it also seemed to, I don't know if this is a match engine thing or I had something set up wrong with the way I was doing it, but it seemed to discourage the fullbacks from pushing on. You know how normally we have our 2 centre-backs, Harrison in between them, and the 2 fullbacks basically play as wingers. You can see how far forward Mark Wearmouth is there. There's Teasdale on the other side. They're both pushed right on as wingers. Playing as actual wing-backs further forward in the system, they weren't making it out of our half. We were playing a flat-back 5 a lot of the time. It was baffling. So clearly it wasn't working. I've never really used 3-5-2. I don't really know how to use it. So we're back with the diamond. We're going to stick with this for a while now. And Matondo's just put us 1-0 up with his 17th goal of the season already. And amongst all this poor form, Matondo is still scoring a ridiculous amount of goals, which is very pleasant. He's kept us out of trouble to a certain extent, I think. What an attempt from Moss from long range as well. Almost ducks in at that far post, and now we've got a corner and it's Harrison to take, looking for, I think that was Anthony Harris that corner was aimed towards, but it ends up finding Sawinski and Perry, and then back to Moss. Matondo is brought down, but no penalty for Kev. Kev never gets penalties anymore. I remember when we used to win penalties. Those days are long gone, it seems. But we are on the attack again, and it's with Wearmouth, who finds Perry with the throw. It's back to Wearmouth. Cross comes in. Moss nods down. Perry is everywhere. And what a goal from Paul Perry. We talked about it earlier in the week, how this finally might be Paul Perry's time to force his way into the team and become a more established member of this squad on a regular basis. He is starting more games this year, and he's starting to look like a real proper player. I see there was a big deflection there as I'm waxing lyrical about him. But still, he's very good. He's finally starting to fulfil some of that potential that we knew he had all along. And it's a delight to see. Teasdale now with a cross from the other side. Second attempt finds Harris, who hits the post. And we have got Wigan on the ropes here. And bearing in mind, this is a decent Wigan side. This is a Wigan side who all season long have been competing with us for these playoff spots. So this isn't like we're just battering a team who are in the bottom half of the table. This is a team who so far this season have played roughly equivalent quality to what we have. But we're absolutely outclassing them today, which is delightful. I am pleased. Keep it going. This would be 2 wins in a row. 2 wins in a row based on 5 games without a win would be a welcome change. And also, as it stands, leaves us just 6 points away from the top of the league, just 5 points away from automatic promotion. And suddenly it's looking like one of those typical championship tables that we've kind of gotten used to on FM19 in both non-league to legend and this series. The top of the championship, always everyone seems to lose a lot of games at the top of the championship, and it is often a case of if you can put together 6 or 8 wins in a row, then all of a sudden, no matter where you started, you find yourself top of the league. So this could be game 2 of a run of 8, which could put us top of the league again, which would be lovely. But let's probably focus on winning the game first. McCrory with a lovely challenge there. Sawinski plays the ball to Harrison. A bit of an iffy pass to Perry, but Perry himself hits an absolutely stunning pass from inside his own half. Finds Anthony Harris. Goal number 11 of the season for him. It's 3-0 to home on 54 minutes. But what a pass from Perry. Let's just appreciate how beautiful that first touch on his weak foot. Absolutely inch perfect. What a pass from Paul Perry. And I think we might have a new star, and it's a man who's been here 6 years already. Welcome to player development at Home Football Club. Once again, we're caught out by not really having any fullbacks, and it's cost us a goal. But if we're scoring lots of goals again, it doesn't matter if we start conceding the odd one here and there. I don't mind winning 3-1, 4-2. What was getting me down with a 3 at the back system was 3-3 draws and that kind of nonsense. As long as we don't go back to losing 8-4 at home, like we did against Bristol City, then I don't mind conceding a few goals as long as we keep scoring them. We do need to sign a new attacking midfielder in January as well, because we've had a couple of instances where Moss has been tired or injured, and it has involved us completely shuffling the system around. We played an actual flat midfield 3 in a 3-5-2 in one of those games that we didn't win, and it just didn't work at all. We just don't have the quality in midfield to do it. I think we played Perry, Sawinski and Fernandez all together, and it just they're all too similar. We haven't got that variety in midfield player. They all want to be doing the same thing, playing the same passes, making the same moves, avoiding the same tackles. And Ross McCrory, what a hero he is. He's having a cracking game, just cleaning up all the scraps at the back there. And it's with Harrison again, building from the back, and it finds Moss. Moss finds Sawinski. Wearmouth's in loads of space, and Sawinski finds him. Wearmouth with the cross. Harris and Matondo are queuing up there, but it's Anthony Harris who tucks it away. His second of the match, his 12th of the season, 65 minutes. God, it's home 4. Wigan 1. I don't want this onesie to be lucky, because I don't want to have to wear it all the time. Can we just put this down to good management and tactical ability? Because it's only a I'm recording this on Friday evening. I assume this is just going to be a temporary bank holiday weekend blip in the temperature, and we're going to be back to shorts weather again in a day or two. I don't want to have to wear a fleece onesie in shorts weather. It's 4-2 now. I mentioned I don't mind 4-2. I really don't mind 4-2. 4-2 is fine. I mean, it's some poor defending from Sawinski there, but we have no right back. No right back at all. There's Teasdale, for those of you wondering where he is. I don't know why he's in there. I could understand him being up in their half. Why he's covering our centre-back, I don't know. Sawinski can come off for Knowles. Moss can come off for Marsh as we continue trying to teach Marsh how to play as an attacking midfielder. He's not picking it up as quickly as I think we all hoped he would. Sawinski would be the other one who could potentially play there, but we're using him in central midfield all the time. So how would we move him forward? Let's get the Stig on as well. The Stig, by the way, is unhappy already that he's not playing enough football for us. And as our 5th choice centre-back, there is a possibility we might be selling him again in January. He's officially worth over £700,000 apparently, so we could end up selling him for a profit 4 months after wasting our money signing him, which, if that's how it ends up working out, I call that an incredible piece of business. There's no one in for him yet, but he is starting to mumble about not playing regularly, and he isn't going to play regularly because he's not as good as any of the other defenders that we've got. So he's just going to have to make do with the fact that he'll make the odd substitute appearance, and we'll sell him fairly soon. He's a full Norwegian international. So if we can just get our money back on him, then I think we'll just all write it off as a learning experience. Don't listen to the director of football. We've been down this road before. We know they can do a good loan signing, but permanent signings from directors of football are just awful. They always seem to be awful. So only trust your director of football for loans, which I already knew. And at the moment, I'm doing all the loans myself because they're players we've had on loan for 5 seasons. So I don't really need a director of football in this series at the moment because the loans are all taken care of by me, and I don't want the temptation of permanent transfers being put in front of me like the Stig, because he tried to sign him twice. That's why we eventually gave in and just signed him. Regretting it a bit now. But we have picked up a second win on the bounce, and hopefully we can take that form into these 2 games against teams struggling a little bit and come into January 2030 in a much stronger position than we entered December 2029. Couple of changes for the Portsmouth game then. One injury enforced. Watson has picked up, I think it's a bug, the flu, so he's going to miss. Interesting, the flu over Christmas. That's very handy. He's going to miss the whole of the Christmas and New Year period with the flu, after having a bit of an iffy first half of the season. So Humphreys comes in goal. McLeish is back in at the back for Couturier. Phillips comes in for Harrison. And I was this close to bringing Fernandes back in the team for Perry, but I thought you'd all yell at me, so I've left Perry in for now. But we did have to take him off for fitness reasons. Oh, no, did we take him off for fitness reasons? I don't think we took him off, but he was tired. I got a fitness warning thing about him, although he seems to have recovered fine. But I think natural fitness is a bit of an issue for Perry. Right, a team such as ours should be winning this game with no problems. That seems utterly reasonable to me. We are keeping an eye on the fitness of Perry. If he can't make it through the game, we will take him off. We'll also be keeping an eye on the form of Shane Phillips. I think it might be the first league start of the season for him, but McCrory is the one I'd normally bring in for Harrison to rotate Harrison. But, oh my God. McCrory had been playing well at centre-back, so I thought I'd give Shane Phillips a go. That might be the last time you ever see Shane Phillips. There's a chance this might be his final game for the club after an illustrious career. Let's do the Shane Phillips post-mortem now. He's 27 years old now, played 332 games over 12 seasons. This is the last game he ever starts for Holme. You can't... he's a senior player in this team, both in terms of appearances, age. You can't come into the team and do that with a couple of minutes on the clock against a team like this. Sawinski, across to Perry. Perry scores, and Paul Perry really is trying to establish himself as a first-team regular with another cracking goal. His contract's actually up in the summer. We've just, in between the 2 matches, been trying to negotiate a new contract with him, which I think I have got sorted. I hope the form that he's in at the moment isn't just because he's trying to earn a new contract. If anything, you'd expect him to be trying to get out of the club, because he's never had a fair crack of the whip here. But I'm hoping he is now going to be in this kind of form forever. We tie him down to a new long-term deal, and suddenly we have a superstar player on our hands again. I don't know how... I don't want to embarrass Shane Phillips by dragging him off in the first half, but at the same time, I don't really want him on the pitch anymore. I think he's coming off at half-time. Portsmouth have gone 2-1 up. Matondo tried to head clear, and look at the man who's closing down. Or not, as the case may be. Shane Phillips, bless his cotton socks, is not a championship footballer and will not be taking any further part in the game after half-time. Wearmouth clears towards Harris. Can we grab an equaliser just before half-time? We don't really deserve it, but it would be nice if we could. Matondo crosses to Sawinski, who's brought down... No sniff of a penalty there. I feel a little bit frustrated that Sawinski's the one who went for it, because there were more prolific goal scorers around him. But McLeish tries to get things going again with another ball forward, and it's with Perry in midfield, plays it out to Wearmouth, who on the stretch gets a crossover. Matondo hits the post, and it's back with Wearmouth again. But I think that's going to be that for first half action, and we now need to do the ceremonial retirement / putting down ceremony of Shane Phillips. We're going to bring Couturier on for him. We're going to stick McCrory up there. And that's going to be that. Thank you, Shane. But I'm done with you now. Yikes. Okay, now we've got 11 Championship players on the pitch. Hopefully... Okay, we've got 10 and Humphreys. Hopefully we can push on and find a way back into this game. Now, remember, Portsmouth are hovering around the relegation zone. They are not a team that we should have any trouble beating, but we do seem to be struggling at the moment. Anthony Harris is not having a good game. Moss is not having a good game. McCrory not having a good game. Harris, we're going to take off and bring on Drew Whalen. See if another of our Patreon youngsters can come on and grab a goal for us. Let's show some passion. Ollie Steer is struggling for fitness, by the way, which is why he's not even a consistent bench warmer at the moment. We're struggling to keep that man fit. Matondo, is it onside? It looks like it is. Matondo scored again. Again, did he score the first one? I can't even remember. I don't think he did, actually. I remember saying he got his 17th goal in the last match. So, it was Perry, of course, who scored the first one in this game. So Matondo just continuing to rack up goals, and hopefully, with 20 minutes to go, we can find a route through to a winner now. I think it probably is time to... Actually, how's Perry doing for fitness? He's doing all right. It's time to take off McCrory and bring on Harrison. And it's time to get creative and hopefully find a goal from somewhere. It'd be nice to see Drew Whalen grab a winner. Harrison with the cross from the corner. Doesn't beat the first blue shirt, but it's back with Harrison again. And this time finds Wearmouth. What a goal from Wearmouth. Proof that I can write you off as a player and you'll always come... They'll sometimes come back. Wearmouth, I thought he was in the Shane Phillips group of never playing for us again when he was rolling around at the kickoff at half-time a couple of episodes ago. But obviously the universe got a reboot. And this version of Wearmouth, that never happened to. He just had to play a few games in goal instead. And he celebrated with a goal of his own, and it's 3-2 with 5 minutes to go, and hopefully we've managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here. Whalen hesitated a little bit to chase that through. That's something he needs to eliminate from his game. I need my centre forwards to run a lot. I don't want to see any hesitation, no conservation of energy. We've got enough of them for them to just run themselves into the ground, and then we just bring a new one on when they're too tired. I don't want any striker of mine waiting around trying to decide if it's the right time to run or not. It's not my kind of striker. That really goes against Drew Whalen there. But hopefully he just won't do it again. Hopefully he's listening. Are we going to manage to hold on? Mere seconds left. In fact, there we go. We have managed to pick up our third win on the bounce. My word, did we make it hard for ourselves? Did Shane Phillips make it hard for us? But we have picked up 3 wins on the bounce. Plunged Portsmouth right back into relegation trouble again. We've got some iffy looking teams over the next few games as well, so hopefully we can continue to put a run of results together, and by the time we come round for the next episode on Monday, I'd like to think we're back up there in the automatic promotion hunt again. We're only 5 points behind Middlesbrough with some dodgy teams to play, and Matondo back at the top of the goal scoring chart again. All is looking very bright for home again after that horrible run of form. So we will be back at the end of the January transfer window. We've got Stoke in the FA Cup third round, which bizarrely is being played on the 16th of January. I've never known an FA Cup third round tie be so late. And we might get a cup run because Stoke are obviously a team theoretically we're better than. And we might do some transfer business as well. We'd like to bring in a midfielder. We'd like to sell the Stig. And we'll see where we are when we come back for Brentford after the window closes. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.